Hey y'all, welcome to Donna's Farmhouse Kitchen. One thing I've always wanted to own is a bed and breakfast. Well, that hasn't happened yet, but it doesn't mean I can't practice on the breakfast part. Today I'm going to be making a French toast, not just any ordinary French toast. I am going to be making a orange, vanilla bean, cinnamon French toast. This has brandy in it, orange brandy. I can't wait for y'all to try this recipe. So let's get started. I've already gotten a lot of my ingredients out and ready to go. We're gonna start, of course, with the eggs. Hopefully y'all can see. I'm gonna bring this over a little bit so y'all can see a little bit better. We're gonna put the eggs in there. I got 4 eggs going in there. Okay. And then we're gonna put in the cinnamon, which is going to be 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay. Then we're going to have a teaspoon, and I need my measuring spoon. I forgot my measuring spoon. Teaspoon of orange brandy. Okay. It smells so good. It really does. It smells wonderful. And then we're gonna put in a 1/2 cup of milk. Now this milk is from a company called Happy Cow. Now I know it's gonna be backwards in my video. I'm still working on that. When I started with my videos, just doing a practice, everything wasn't backwards. Sorry about that. We will get that fixed. But this is a local company. It's called Happy Cow. And their milk is processed differently. So if you have allergies or a sensitive stomach to normal milk, this one you won't. That's for sure. So we have that. Now one more thing we're gonna add is vanilla bean. I'm gonna move this over because I need to get my vanilla bean out. I like using the vanilla bean because it just has so much more flavor and it smells so good. It really does, it smells so good. You can use, if you don't have vanilla bean, you can always use vanilla bean paste. And you can also use vanilla extract. It'll be okay. But I'm going to try and get this vanilla bean out. I'm trying to make it where y'all can see it a little bit better. I'm just using 1 whole vanilla bean. You just go along and scrape it out. Put it in the bowl. See if I can get this to open up a little bit better for me. And the company that I'm using is called Fit and Clean. Backwards again, but it's called Fit and Clean. And yes, it is easier to use the paste. It is easier to use the extract, but I like the flavor that a vanilla bean gives me. Now I got this particular vanilla bean off of the internet. Probably, I think it was Amazon. So, trying to get as much out as I possibly can. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna get. Okay, now we're gonna whisk this together. Now, I think I'll use my big whisk. Yes, I have a little bit of a whisk collection. I keep saying I don't. I do. This is my baby though, right here. This is my baby. There's a story behind this whisk, and I'll tell you about that in just a little bit. Now, this is the newest one that I got at an estate sale this weekend. So I got the little one to do little things, maybe little bowls. But yeah, I am getting a collection, and it wasn't intentional, it just happened. So we're gonna whisk it together. I usually have my hair up when I'm cooking. This is very unusual for me, but doing the show, I don't really want my hair up. It just looks weird to me. So I have my hair down, but I love this whisk. I really do. But I like it whisked up really good. Okay. Okay, we're gonna set that right there. Okay, we're gonna have a little bit of butter, about a tablespoon of butter. And go ahead and melt that. Now these pans that I just got recently, this is my new frying pan. I love this frying pan, and everything can be cooked on medium. You don't even have to, even boiling, if you're boiling in a pot, you can do it on medium. It'll boil on medium in a pot. So everything is done on medium with these new pots and pans. I'm gonna show you. This is the pot. I'm trying to beat it up a little bit. It's a company called GT, and that's Jeettee. And of course, it's going to be backwards on there. But I just love it. It's coated. But so you see this? These come off. So you can clean them very easily. Just get this real nice and clean, where nothing's going underneath and stay in there. You can clean that real easy. So, okay, let's get this party started. Let's turn on the right burner. Let's try with that. There we go. And yeah, I think I got everything in there. Let me put the milk up real quick. Okay. Get the dishes put away. Made my OCD happy. That's in the sink. My brandy orange can go over here. Okay. Bring down the bread. Let me get a dish out. Okay. To put the French toast in. Now the story behind the whisk. This whisk, I've never seen one like it. I'm gonna stir some more here. Never seen one like it. I went to a antique shop in Asheville, and we were, it was right after my mom passed a couple months ago. We just wanted to get away a little bit, you know how that is, and just relax a little bit. So we went to the antique shop. It's called the Tobacco Barn, Antique Tobacco Barn. And we went in there, and it's like I said, a very big place. And we were wandering around, And Kent and I kind of got separated a little bit in there because he's looking at some, one area and I'm looking at another. And I came across this whisk. And I really wanted the whisk, but it was more than what I was really wanting to spend on the whisk. Because it's a very big whisk. It's not cheap. It's very well made. But that's why I liked it so much, because of the way it was made. So I showed Kent when he came around to where I was, and he's like, do you really need another whisk? Because at that point, I already had three whisks at that point. And I said, I don't really need it, but I like it. You know how that is. You like something, you want it. And I kept trying to sell it to him. A salesperson trying to sell a salesperson. It wasn't working out too well. I could see that he wasn't impressed with my whisk as much as I was. So I said, okay, I put it back down. And so for the next 2 weeks, I thought of that whisk all the time. It was constantly on my mind. I really wanted this whisk. And so I looked at other places. I looked at some kitchen stores, see if they had one that was made as well as this one. And never did find one that was made as well as this one. I went to antique shops, local antique shops. Couldn't find anything that was made like this. So then after the 2 weeks, it was around Mother's Day, he said, I know you really want that whisk. I said, I really do. He said, why don't you go up there and see if they still have it? Well, he tried to tell me to call up there. Yeah, like they're going to go running through an antique shop looking for a whisk. So, me and the grandbaby, we went up there. We looked around the booth. I thought I had seen it. It had been 2 weeks. And I had looked all over that store. So I thought I knew where the whisk was. And I was getting really down. I'm going, I'm never going to find that whisk. And I thought it was over here. It's not over here. And then all of a sudden it hit me. You know what? I think it was down the other end, because when Kent came around that corner, that's where I was. So I go down there to booth 27, 26, and I look down there and still couldn't find that whisk. It wasn't there. And I'm going, I know this is where it was. Well, let me get a towel here. I end up wandering around the store some more. I told the grandbaby, said, let's just wander around, look around on the other side. I know it's not over there, but we'll look around the other side. We went around the other side. We looked, and I was really, like I said, really down by the time I came around again. I'm going, great. And I just looked back over there like it was just going to appear back in number 26 or 27. And, of course, it did not. I said, baby girl, let's just look over here on the other side. We go to the other side. We start walking up a couple of booths. And there was this big oak table. There was nothing else on that big oak table but this whisk. That was the only thing sitting there. You know those big star oak tables? It was like that. This was the only thing on that table. I grabbed that thing up so quickly, and I had picked up a flower pot that I needed, and I go up to that desk to pay for the flower pot and the whisk, and realize that the flower pot's got no hole in it. And I'm going, I need a hole in that flower pot. I need to go pick out another one. By this point, the guy already has my whisk back there behind the counter. And he says, well, I'll hold the whisk for you. I said, well, no, you won't. I said, this whisk ain't going out of my sight. and it didn't. I said, I'll hold on to it. I'll be right back with it. And so I came back with my whisk and my pot with a hole in it. And I walked out of there with that thing, got it in my car, and took off. And I know it seems like, oh, it's just a whisk. But look at the way that baby's made. You don't see him made like that. This is the beauty. I love this thing. Look at it compared to my arm. This is a big whisk. But I really love it. I do. I really love it, and I use it all the time. I actually find it easier to use with my arm. My arm was hurt for a couple months, and it was easier for me to use that whisk than a little whisk. And so I really like it. I really like it, and I'm so glad I got it. And it was worth the money to me. It was worth the money. And like I said, since then I've accumulated a couple more, and I like my little one too. This is great. You scramble little eggs or something small. This is a well-made whisk as well. So I appreciate the craftsmanship in these whisks. So yeah. Let's see how pretty that is. That is so pretty. Let me do another batch for you. A little bit more butter in there. It's gonna probably make it a little smoky. Nice and hot. Steam up a little bit. Yeah, I had a recipe that I used a couple of weeks ago for this French toast. And I couldn't find it for nothing in the world. So this is kind of I found another one online, and then I added my own thing to it. So yeah, that butter browns up, but it's okay. I just like butter. Not too much of it, but a little bit of butter. But I do love this skillet. I like this brand. It's something, like I said, I found on Amazon, and I love the way the handles are made. I love these wooden handles, and they don't get hot. That's what I like about them. They don't get hot. And then you have the lid with the wooden handle as well. So they're really great. They're really neat. I was boiling, we've never been big tea drinkers, but I actually made some orange tea the other day, and Kent really liked it. So I decided I'll go and get some more so I can make some more. Couldn't find the exact orange tea for nothing in the world, of course. You know how that goes. And so I found another one and was making that in the pot this morning. Had it on medium, and it started boiling up, and then I turned it off and let it do its thing. But so now he has some. Was making cold orange tea, but like I said, we've never been big tea drinkers. But I'm gonna make this batch. Then let me get my little plate over here. We're gonna have a little bit of little bed and breakfast in French toast. Yesterday I made the meatloaf, and he came in and he's like, "Is that the meatloaf?" "Yeah, that's the meatloaf." He said, "Good." he enjoyed it. So he went in and he ate his meatloaf, and I didn't eat with him last night. That's unusual, but I was working on some stuff with the video, and he was like, it's good as usual. So he really enjoyed the meatloaf. And he said this morning, he said, we're going to have leftovers tonight, aren't we? And I said, yeah, we're going to have leftovers tonight. So we're going to have meatloaf again tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get some French toast on a plate here. Only having a couple of pieces. And I freeze this as well. Don't be afraid to freeze it, because you pop it in the microwave, it's great. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm going to get this off, turn this off. I'll finish up the rest of it in just a little bit. But what I do when I freeze it, I cool it down real well, of course. And then put it in a Ziploc freezer bag, and I freeze it. So I'm going to put this down here. Of course, you have to have your powdered sugar. You have to make it look all pretty. And believe it or not, Kent loves it when I do this. He loves when I sprinkle the powdered sugar on it. It's, you know, I always say you eat with your eyes as much as you eat with your stomach. And then I just managed to get it all over my stove as well. But, you know, I'll get that up. You know, that's going to drive me nuts until I do. And I don't use a lot of syrup on mine, not usually. But, so that's how that looks. All bed and breakfast like. Okay. Well, like I said, this one is kind of a made up one. So let's see how it turned out. Let me get my hair out of the way. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's a winner. Oh, good God, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay, this is the brandy, and I believe I got this off of Amazon too. Like most of us, most of you, we buy off of Amazon. Okay, but it's a company called Loran Oils, and it's called Super Strength Brandy, orange brandy flavor. This is good. Oh my goodness. I think this one may be better than the last one. Yeah. I'm going to have a little bit more of this. Yeah. It's really tasty. A little bit of syrup. You've got to make this for your family. It has the orange taste, but it's not overpowering. And you taste it, all those flavors come in together. The cinnamon, the nutmeg, is just so good. I'm going to go now so I can finish this. But I hope y'all have a wonderful day. And we'll see you next time for another great recipe. Let me see. There it is. Little doohickey. Yeah, y'all enjoy this. We thank you for join this or join me, and love you bunches. See you next time.